And welcome, Sandy Honigsberg, for
Thank you.
your Master Capstone presentation here at the California Master Beekeeper Program. Take it away, please.
Very good. Thank you. So my name is Sandy Honigsberg. I've been a beekeeper since 2016. Actually started attending meetings 2015, but got bees in 2016. So just real quickly, I'm not showing my video. As I explained to Wendy when I first got on with my live video, that for whatever reason, I've not been able to figure it out. My video freezes. So my video had already froze before the other two members joined our meeting today. So I have turned it off. So I've chosen to work with the website for my Master Capstone project. I originally was going to do a year in the life of a commercial bee colony. And I still want to do that. I've collected just a ton of great footage and lots of great information, but that will probably become an hour's presentation later on. But really, the website is, it takes what I know, what I do in my career, and all the strength that I can bring. I put it together here in the website for our club. So let me begin. All right, how do I start? Here we go. Let's see. Okay, the Eldorado, actually, let me do one other thing. I want to move this over here. Okay, now I'm going to start. The Eldorado Beekeepers is a nonprofit beekeeping organization in El Dorado County. Like many clubs, it's run by a small group of volunteers. When the club began in 2019, a member put together a very basic website with a shopping cart. They were not a web developer, and the site had recurring problems. One day after an update, okay, why is this not working here? Huh. Oh, hold on. Okay, now maybe it'll work. Okay, so one day after an update, the site simply refused to launch. It was also discovered about that time that there was not one, not two, but three separate membership contact lists being kept and used by various volunteers. None of them matched, none of them were accurate, and none of them were current. Oh no, we were in a sorry state. The club was struggling to handle basic administrative tasks like memberships, financial transactions, and club communication. We needed a new website to put it all together. My graphic design background made me the natural go-to, so I volunteered to take on the website. First, I brainstormed the various needs of the club and what we wanted from the website. Based on those specs, I put out a request for proposal to various web developers to get an idea of costs. From there, I put together a budget and presented it to the board. After approval, I hired a web developer and dove in. This presentation is about how I created the website. It will be divided into 5 parts. I will first review the decision-making process I went through to develop the website. I will then reveal each page of the website and highlight points of interest. Next, I will explain the different functions and how they work. I will then summarize with results and benefits, and then conclude with any questions. So long before the design process begins, the scope of the project first needs to be clearly defined. When talking about defining the website project, I'm talking about the big picture. What club problems are we trying to solve? What requirements does a website need to fulfill? Who is our target audience? And equally important, what are the specific attributes to consider about our target audience? So let's talk about our wish list. This was comprised of problems that needed to be solved, as well as things that would be nice. As you can see here, our club had many needs and wishes. It's important to know and understand who you're talking to, who makes up your audience. That way you can better target your messaging and your approach. Our target was potential beekeepers, existing beekeepers, and community members. Knowing the specific attributes of your target audience is also imperative. Our target audience shared the following attributes. We're an older population from our 30s to, well, Bernie's now 80, so I should say 80s. They are most definitely, beekeepers are most definitely not tech savvy, and that's huge. There's multiple levels of beekeeping experience in our club. There's multiple styles of beekeeping in our club. And there's multiple opinions about beekeeping in all of beekeeping, as well as in our club. With an older, non-tech savvy audience, I decided that the website needed to be simple and easy to navigate. I didn't want slow loading videos, disappearing menus, or any distracting animation. I also wanted a format that older members would be familiar with. Based on my criteria, I decided to go with a classic website design. This is a format that older members are familiar with, making it easier for them to navigate the site. The menus will always be on and in the same position. The main content will be centered with supporting content located in the sidebars. I will also show photos of club members and volunteers in action. From design, I developed writing criteria. When considering written content, I made several decisions. I would keep it simple, accurate, and science-based. I wanted as much evergreen content as possible. Evergreen content is content that is not time sensitive. The less that has to be updated each year, the easier it will be for the club to maintain. I wanted to educate with clear explanations and definitions. I wanted to be mindful of our club's culture. I purposefully kept information on our resource page basic. I decided not to add links to outside research, videos, blogs, etc. There were two main reasons for this. First, this kind of content requires yearly maintenance on the part of a club member to assess if it's still relevant, accurate, and if the link still works. I did not want to create more work for our limited volunteers. And secondly, I did not want to wade into the politics of who gets to decide and what kind of content gets posted. So for me, websites are like giant jigsaw puzzles, with the different web elements being like puzzle pieces. I like to put them together to tell a story. And the story I wanted to tell was that the El Dorado Beekeepers is a club that has it going on. So first, I decided on the main headers. Then I expanded on our club, the Our Club tab with additional submenus. Next, I decided what kind of supporting information I wanted to include on each page. Then I went on to the template. I determined what information I wanted to appear on every page in the exact same location, and also generate the general ratios between the main content and the sidebars. This would become the base template. I continued to further detail out the home page and the internal pages, and then I did my thing. Now for the fun. Once my outline was complete, I started writing, gathering photography, and designing. I would now like to introduce you to eldoradobeekeepers.org. Here is the first glance at our homepage. I'd like to point out the base elements that we just talked about. In the upper left-hand corner, we have our logo, phone number, and email address. Always available, always accessible, regardless of what page you're on. In the upper right-hand corner, we have our log on link and a small join button. Again, always available. We have menus across the top, always on and always active. We have a rotating slider with 6 photographs highlighting club members, activities, and bees. Here's another photo from our home slider. Here you can see our grid, sidebars on the outside, and the center main content area. On the left sidebar, we have our mission statement, and below that, we have our boilerplate information. The main content area is for monthly club news and updates. On the right sidebar, we have our join tile. There's other tiles available on our home page. In the upper left corner, again, we have our club mission statement. And I would like to add that during my tenure as president, I added the word science to our mission statement, of which I'm very proud to have done. We have links to our Facebook group, Instagram and Facebook page, social media accounts. We have map links for various club event locations. We have our join tile highlighting all of our member benefits. We have our donation tile for making tax-deductible donations. And we have our volunteer sign-up tile, making it real easy for club members to volunteer. Now on to our internal pages. This is our community outreach page. Again, we have our mission statement tile here, and this is a messaging appropriate position for that, again, being on our community outreach page. Our main content area here lists all the different events that we participate in throughout the year, as well as the 5 beekeeping classes that we teach. And down here we have a paragraph about if you're interested, if you have a group or a class that would like to have a bee presentation made. This talks about that and how you can get in touch with us to arrange that. Next is our swarm removal page. It includes in the left-hand sidebar a swarm hotline sign-up tile for club members who want to be added to the list. In the center here, we have instructions for community members on how to report a swarm. Below that, education on identifying similar-looking insects, often confused with bees. And over here in the right sidebar, we have educations about what a swarm is. Below that, we have a disclaimer here that disclaims that the swarm hotline is a public service that the club provides, and that swarm catchers are engaged as individuals and are not agents of the club. Below that, we have our swarm hotline, which shows the name of our swarm catchers, the area that they're willing to travel to catch swarms, and their contact information. And then finally, information on who to contact regarding cutouts. This is our beekeeping class page. On the left sidebar, we have suggestions and recommendations on classes and education. Our main section here, we have instructions on how to get class discounts. So one of our member benefits are members get class discounts. We've learned over the last couple of years that putting this information more prominently here on the website saved many, many calls later on. So we have directions on how to get our class discount. Below that, we have a listing of our class offerings. And below that, which you can't see, is a contact information for our class coordinator. So if you have any questions, you can contact directly. In our right sidebar, we have addresses and direction links for all the class locations. So here we show all the classes offered by the club. For class-specific information, you simply click on the plus sign to expand the box. When our classes are open for registration, a sign-up button replaces the class completed text here on the bottom. This is our bee order page. So our club, as well as teaching classes, we also sell bees. In the left sidebar are suggestions and recommendations on the different options and equipment available for bees. We also have some information if you have concerns about heavy lifting, things that might be more appropriate for you. In the center here, we educate by defining what a nuke is and what a package is. Below, we list our bee products with price, the vendor or where we're getting our bees, and a description as to what you get. When sales are open, a Buy Now button and an inventory counter replaces the sold out text. In the right sidebar, we educate on preparing for bee arrival, weather conditions for mating, and when to expect your bees. Next, we move on to the About Us page. It has our mission statement. Again, this is a messaging appropriate position for that. Our main content describes the club history and our nonprofit status, as well as a link to our bylaws. Photos showcasing our social. We have a tile here advertising bees and bees. Meeting tile for those early morning beekeepers who like to get up and drink coffee and talk bees. And then we also have a link here for our club archive, which houses the archive for our club officers, our calendars, and our homepage blogs. This is our club officers page, photos, our titles, and our email addresses. This is our committee page. Again, in the left sidebar, we have our volunteer tile. In the center here, we list all the different committees that we have and descriptions of what's involved with each committee. And on the right-hand side, we showcase all the volunteers who have volunteered for our club. We show their picture, what they're doing, and we really like to showcase those people that take the time to get involved. We have our club calendar, listing dates, topics, events, speakers. This is our resource page. In the left-hand sidebar, we have the California State Hive registration information and a direct link to Beware. We have information on how to get a pesticide operator license. And we have contact information for our local county ag department. In the center area here, we have beekeepers to follow. We have Varroa management links, and we're highlighting the Honeybee Health Coalition here with their 3 great links for their management guides, their decision-making tools, as well as their best practices management. In the right-hand sidebar, we have links to bee publications so that you could easily subscribe. And then below that, we have the links for our mentoring program. So that, in a nutshell, is our website. So the website's functionality provides a huge benefit toward our administrative tasks. And our club was definitely bogging down in this particular area. So let me take you through the sign-up process to become a member. From our homepage, you click the Join Now button. We offer 2 membership options, Standard and Youth. Click on the selected membership and sign up. The order is then added to a shopping cart, and then you click the Proceed to Checkout button. This is an overview of our billing details page. We collect the usual billing information. In addition, right here, we have a space for a second family email address. That way, both beekeepers can get individual emails. And that also allows for both beekeepers to vote for our club board of directors every year. All the data that is collected on the website backend, which can then be exported in various file formats. Next, down here, we create our login credential. And for us, using a first name, last name, username made it easier for us when working with the database. And finally, we tackle our liability waiver. We need every member to read and sign a release of liability form to be part of our club. Once you read this, you return back to the previous screen, click the button that you agree to the waiver, then you click the button to proceed to PayPal. Once in PayPal, all the financial transactions are completed, recorded, and available for export. After the transaction is complete, the membership automatically activates, and the new member now has full access to the website. They receive an email receipt. They also receive a welcome letter and a link to our new member survey. The treasurer receives an email receipt of the new order. On the back end of the website, a master list is generated, constantly updated, and available for export. The final function is the transfer of the new member's email address and name to our MailChimp, which is our email marketing program. All of this is automated. So our club is a 501c3 public charity, and we accept donations. To make a donation, simply click on the Donate Today button. You land on our donate form page. You simply complete the form along with the dollar amount that you want to donate, and you click Donate. It takes you to the shopping cart and then to the checkout page. After the transaction is complete, the donor receives a thank you letter with a link to download their tax donation letter, which automatically includes the amount of the donation. The treasurer receives an email receipt of the donation. Again, all of this is automated. For volunteer recruitment, members can click on the volunteer button and fill out a simple form. After the submission is complete, the volunteer coordinator receives an email with the member's contact information and responses from the form. Another automated function. For members who want to catch swarms, they can click the Swarm Hotline button, fill out the simple form, and be added to the swarm list. The form captures the member's name, removal location areas, and contact information. Once the form is completed, the Swarm Hotline list automatically updates with the new swarm catcher. What can I say? Automated again. Easy peasy. Our club offers many benefits which are for members only. We are able to put access to those benefits behind a firewall, keeping them private. Only current members can access the content. Here's an example using our member mentor program. Only members can sign up. When either button is clicked, a login form pops up requiring a member's login credentials if they haven't already logged into the website. So that keeps members in and non-members out. Anyway, the mentor list works the same way as the Swarm Hotline. Members fill out the form and the lists are automatically updated. So this wraps up the functions for the website. So community member outreach and integrated administrative tools have all been successfully accomplished. The website has successfully improved communication with the community as well as with club members. It has simplified and automated many of our administrative tasks. The website provides records and data sets of all our financial transactions, and this was a huge one for our club. And the website also educated the community about our club and our nonprofit status. The website has improved communication. Club members now benefit with access to sales and resources and are no longer missing out on club communication. Community members can now benefit with greater awareness about our club and services. And the club now benefits from donations due to the increased awareness of the club's nonprofit status. The website has immensely improved administrative tasks. The workload for our volunteers has been greatly reduced with automated member signups. Last year, the club had 180 membership transactions. Membership contact lists are now accurate and current. The club now has a vehicle for all financial transactions with much needed automated record keeping. Last year, the website completed over $40,000 in financial transactions. And the club can now see real-time inventory of everything we sell. So with the headaches behind us, we are now happy beekeepers, moving on to the fun part of running a club. May I provide you with any additional information?
I'm curious on the web development tool that you used to develop it.
So I'm a graphic designer, and I was the one that put together all of the design and content for the website. We've hired a web developer. The site is currently built on a WordPress platform, and we have many different plugins for all the various functionality that we have.
Awesome, thank you.
Anything else? I can't hear Alina. I see your mouth moving.
I'm going to thank you so much for your presentation right now, Sandy. I'm going to turn the recording off, and we can have the rest of this discussion offline, okay? Well, unrecorded, put it that way.
Providing that my microphone works.
Yeah, it totally works.
I can hear you, Alina.
Yeah.